For some perspective on the Strauss-Kahn case, we turn to defense attorney and legal analyst Jami Floyd. Great to have you with us, Jami.
Good to be here.
So Michelle just sort of painted a picture of what Strauss-Kahn is going through right now, and you say there are actually some advantages to him being out on bail in this Lower Manhattan apartment. Explain that.
Well, absolutely. If he were behind bars, anytime his lawyers wanted to consult with him to prepare his strategy for court, they'd have to go to Rikers, they'd have to go through security. It would be very, very limited in terms of their access to him in preparation for trial, which will be lengthy, I assume, because he's probably not going to exercise his speedy trial right. And so now they have unlimited access to him, and he can, as Michelle reported, also leave with the judge's permission to go to their offices and prepare for trial. So in terms of just the preparation for defense, this is much, much preferable. Also in terms of his psychology, his appearance to the potential jury pool, this is better. So all across the board, this is far preferable.
What kind of strategy do you think the defense is going to be employing here?
Well, this is now going to become a battle of images between the accuser and the defendant. They're going to start to portray him as an upstanding man, as a businessman, as someone who, though he may have been, as the French would call him, a ladies' man, he is not a rapist, he is not an attacker, and that's part of why they wanted him out of prison, right? I would suggest they think about exercising the speedy trial right and really put the prosecution to its proof and make them get to court sooner rather than later. But that's what they'll begin starting first thing Monday morning, if not today, to start to think about their trial strategy.
When this kind of case, such a high-profile case comes up, oftentimes people wonder whether or not there will be a fair trial. Do you believe that is a possibility with all the media coverage of the event?
Well, there sure has been a whole lot of pretrial publicity in this case already, and many people, if you go out on the street and ask them, do you think Strauss-Kahn is guilty, they're probably going to say yes at this point. But we've had highly publicized trials from the very beginning of our country, right? You go back to Aaron Burr, you think about Fatty Arbuckle, Michael Jackson, O.J. Simpson, but in the end, they get fair trials, and especially somebody like Strauss-Kahn, who has all kinds of resources. He has the best lawyers money can buy. If anybody can match the state dollar for dollar, witness for witness, expert for expert, it's somebody like Strauss-Kahn, and I think he can get a fair trial in our system.
Speaking of those resources, he got a severance from the IMF, something like $300,000, a little less than $300,000. Are there restrictions on how he can spend that money?
No, he's innocent until proven guilty, and he can use his money as he sees fit at this point in time. There's no restriction on how he can spend his money. There's just restriction on where he can go. He cannot leave that apartment without the judge's permission. He can do whatever he wants inside that apartment within the terms of that bail package, but he can continue to live his life as a businessman within the confines of that apartment.
Jami Floyd, great insights as always.
Pleasure
Thanks
to
for
be
being
here.
with us.
Thank you for having me.